I usually every day celebrate Mass at 8 o'clock in the morning at Christ Cathedral, and most Sundays at 9:45. So I'm at the cathedral a lot. Being there just simply reminds me of your great generosity here in Orange County and beyond to build this house of worship on the heritage of Dr. Schuler. And it has become, I said recently, that everything we had hoped it would be, a place of worship, activity, and all kinds of engagement of our folks here in Orange County for the worship of glory in God and the betterment and building up of our community. We are currently sort of like at the last step in the cathedral, and that is the building of the Undercroft Chapel, or the St. Callistus Chapel, out of the parish that was in that neighborhood, that was the foundation for it. And so I'd like to recognize and honor today Elysabeth Nguyen for her help with this, and in so many ways for Christ Cathedral. We're going to recognize her today, and this past December, some of us went to Vietnam, to Hanoi and Bui Chu, and places like that, to help a parish and make some contacts with friends of ours there. It reminded me of the heritage that we have here in Orange County of really the most significant population gathering of the Vietnamese outside of Saigon. And so I'm grateful, we're grateful today to honor and thank Elysabeth Nguyen, to recognize her heritage, but most especially to recognize her for her business skills and her amazing ability to engage people in the various parts of Orange County, especially our Christ Cathedral. So we honor Elysabeth Nguyen today, and I'm grateful to say she's a friend of mine.
To me, Elysabeth is a pastor's joy because of the breadth of her experience in the church. She is a mother, she is a school parent, she is a wife. She also at one point sang in the choir at Christ Cathedral. She volunteers herself to be of service. And so all of those aspects of her come together in this wonderful person. She exemplifies how we would like all of our people to be.
As her brother, Elysabeth, back then I noticed that she was always involved with many clubs, especially academic decathlon, the debate team, and she would always lead her team to winning tournaments. And here she is today, just doing the same thing.
Elysabeth is truly a woman of faith and service. She not only proclaims, but she truly is a doer of the word through her action. And she serves Christ because she desires to be a true disciple of the Lord in all ways.
Elysabeth has had a great impact on the Diocese of Orange over these years since we've had the Christ Cathedral campus. She has taken on some leadership positions in some very important projects, one of those being the wonderful Our Lady of Lavang Shrine. Elysabeth stepped forward. She took on a leadership role of helping to move that project forward. And you know, any project, if it's going to go anywhere, it needs a leader.
She had to learn architecture real fast because, you know, that's not her forte. I saw her wearing a hard hat outside, and she said, actually, you have to be hands-on to manage a team.
The Lavang project, like any project, had its own challenges, but she stepped right into it. She could see what needed to happen and was very successful.
If you're working with her, she'll teach you the ropes and always share her knowledge.
She knows how to pull a project forward. She knows how to engage people, and her vision is very broad.
Elysabeth is a mover and a shaker. She's able to bridge cultures, young and old, and she has remarkable ability, especially through her faith and persistence in getting the job done.
More recently, she is directing the new Our Lady of Lavang Foundation, which is the primary fundraiser for the St. Callistus Chapel and Crypts. And I think Elysabeth is the perfect person for that. She's part of the whole community. She has a wonderful sense of being Catholic, which means everybody. And I think it's been very effective in terms of her leadership.
She's always thinking about charity and the church, keeping the faith at all times.
Central to her life is her faith and her love of the Lord. And she wants to share that love, not only in the sense of talking about it, but letting that love touch other people.
Elysabeth is truly a woman of faith and service. She not only proclaims, but she truly is a doer of the word through her action. And she serves Christ because truly she desires to be a true disciple of the Lord in all ways.
She also is very dedicated to her family and has a wonderful sense of family.
Everything she does in life and in business and work is for her daughter and the family. That's how she stays grounded.
And I have loved seeing that in a person of Elizabeth's generation, somebody who has that wonderful combination of faith, family, heritage, all for the good of God's kingdom, for the good of building the community, and for the good of people knowing that we are loved by God. We know that in a better way through our work with Elizabeth.
I'm very proud of my sister Elizabeth for receiving this Bishop Award today. She deserves it. All the hard work she put in the past several years with the Diocese of Orange, and my parents and I are very proud.
This award is not only for Dr. Elizabeth, but it's truly a reflection of her Vietnamese roots. She's grown to share that true love for our Lord and our church with all cultures and people. And I truly think that she has a true heart of gold in terms of her true joy in serving the Lord.
Elizabeth, congratulations on being the recipient of the Bishop's Award. It truly reflects the excellent work that you have done here at Christ Cathedral. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for all you've done for our church.
Well, I think it's time for me to say something. Good morning, everybody. Are you awake yet? So, I see a lot of faces I know, but you may not know me because I usually am doing things and I'm not a talker. So I'm going to try to say my 2 minutes today. First of all, thank you very much to the Most Reverend Bishop Kevin Van, who I call the Papa of our diocese. Why? Because I'm surrounded by so many fathers. I see them here, Father Tim, Father Bao, Father Smith. I was afforded a great education. So let's start with that, why this matters to me. I gave my daughter a day off so she can come and witness this. I believe in higher education. I believe in scholarships. If it wasn't for those opportunities when I was younger, I wouldn't be here today. I would not be able to finish my doctorate or my management graduate degrees and travel the world on behalf of Fortune 100 companies, and now utilizing those skills for the Diocese of Orange. You know, many of you know of me, but maybe not know me, so I'm going to spend about 30 seconds to let you know, because I love to meet all of you today or after and anywhere I can find you, but I'm Nebraskan. That means I'm not even from here. I came from the Midwest, grew up in the Midwest. We're hardworking people. We don't talk much. So you see some of that in some of the work I do. And then right after that, I moved in a few places, and I ended up working in Silicon Valley. So most of you I didn't get to know growing up here because I'm not from Orange County. And I'm not from the businesses of Orange County. So I like to thank some of my colleagues who couldn't be here today, my business partners who's taking care of my investment and venture so I can do church work, the women of Silicon Valley, Tech Coast investment firms, all the people that have made me the business person I am today. And just like Matt said, they think I'm crazy if I tell them, give everything to the church, not only your money, but your time, your cars, your house, and everything else. Because, God would give it back to you the next day. And in fact, Monsignor Pham, who's actually a good friend of mine who couldn't be here today, and Father Nguyen, who's our chairman of our foundation, says, what do you have to worry about? God's got you. So just give it away. And in fact, that's what we do every day. Our family are, as you know from our name, is an immigrant third generation. I came here through my grandparents, and my parents are here. I'm very fortunate. I still have my mom and dad with me. And we really believe in service. We really believe in higher education because we left our country with nothing. Everything was taken from us, and God gave us all back and more. So thank you, Matt, for reminding us of that. And I represent multiple generations of various immigrants in this country. And yes, God bless America. I really, truly believe that. I'm so touched by the kids singing today. And I thank the bishops, Bishop Tan, Bishop Van, Bishop Fryer, Bishop Todd, and Bishop Dominic, who I knew really well before he passed, and all the fathers. Wow, you think I have a doctorate and I'm smart, but you know, all these people here, they're my teachers. The past 10 years in the Diocese of Orange, what an education. An education in stewardship, in giving, in loving, in really being yourself. And they have made me come out of my shell to do even more. And I want to thank my family, my immediate family, especially my parents, for giving me life, the life to serve. And they have to pick up the slack when I'm not at home, you know, cleaning, dropping off the kid, and doing all this stuff, because I'm at the Christ Cathedral at very odd hours in the day, because I have to run the business and then pop over to the church and then have these meetings. And I've been doing that for a decade, but I tell you what, every time I step onto the campus, it's a joy. It's a joy to be there, because it's a joy to be with all of you. And I want to say this. Thank you to all of you who I've met and about to meet for your generosity, whether it's $1 or $1 million, because I'm a recipient of scholarship. I'm a recipient of the Warren Buffett Foundation. We didn't have OCF over there. Thank you, OCF, for doing what you're doing for 20 years. I'm a recipient of Rotary Club, all these scholarships, what it means to these kids. And you never know, in 10 years, 20 years, there are people like me who is serving, doing something. So I'm very grateful to Bishop Kevin, to Father Christopher Smith, my pastor, and now my new pastor, the other rector, Father Bao Tai, and the whole board of the foundation, and many others I see here that, excuse me for not remembering, because you're sitting kind of way far and too much light. But, you know, I'm very humbled by this honor, and I will accept this. I almost declined it, sorry, Bishop. I will accept it for the future generation and for the ethnic communities who continue to serve Christ Cathedral. Thank you very much.